Okay, that's fine.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
NFC, AFC.
Looking like the AFC and the NFC over here too.
Hey, there's some dogs in the NFC, not in real life, not in this league though.
Yeah, the Eagles.
Yeah, that's a good representation of probably your team, honestly, yours or Chris's.
Champs are in the NFC, the Rams.
What's that?
The Super Bowl champs this year. The Rams are in the NFC. So
Yeah, that's what we like to hear, and I represent them in our Dynasty league.
Old and injured.
And no draft picks.
Yeah.
Draft picks, facts. Yeah, that's because we win now. We're not worried about the future. Infirmary Bradley still killing it at 5-1, 949. Austin with a huge dub. Austin was about to be on life support if he didn't. You were about to be the Cleveland Browns, 3-3 after all this hype and this stacked roster coming into the year.
Hey, bro, hold on.
That's a good comparison with the Browns.
Off topic, but Reid, what you eating? I just wanted you to know that Austin waited in that absurd line to procure Chick-fil-A this evening.
Not worth it. This is Subway.
Oh, that's like, talk about not worth it.
There's no line.
No, yeah, but just.
And it's good.
I don't mess with
It's not even worth it to drive there. It's garbage.
Anyways, anything that sticks out to anybody on this slide?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
AFC's got more hot, like obviously
They're
you can tell
better
that
teams
with your eyeballs.
Astute observation.
They're scoring more points. NFC pretty close though. It's all neck and neck up here.
Yeah.
I guess down here is a better way to say it. But.
Pretty sure Bradley has some buys coming up this week, so that's a pretty prime opportunity for Austin to take over the top spot next week.
Who does Bradley play?
My lineup looks terrible this week. I play Ciggy.
Ciggy.
Yeah, Ciggy's got a good opportunity to get another W.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if Bradley keeps knocking off my NFC companions though. So if Bradley finishes like 12-2 or whatever, I'll be kind of happy.
Bradley, can you set your lineup for the low god?
I was just waiting. I will. Or maybe
Bradley,
I'll. What?
Go ahead, Bradley. No,
I was just gonna say maybe I'll do what Reid did at the beginning of the season and sit a couple guys and give them a rest.
Yeah, right. Just trade your starting quarterback right before the pivotal matchup.
Yeah.
Riley, big win for you over Tom this last week. That was a big matchup.
Yeah, it worked out. Joe Mixon performed pretty well. Anyway, we'll do that later. Yeah, Tom's team has the potential to be scary, but I really dodged a Devontae Adams bullet. So
no, Tom's name's nice.
Speaking of bye weeks, before we get into like everything important, I told Evan this. My redraft league bye week situation, it might be the worst I've ever had. I've got Dalvin, Justin Jefferson, Chenault, Mike Williams, Emmanuel Sanders all out on bye, and a quarterback out on bye. It's bad news. Anyway, all right, we can go.
You got a lot of people out on bye in the Dynasty next week too.
Oh yeah, it's not good either way. The Dynasty's going to be rough too.
One thing I do want to point out, I've got the third most points in the league, and I'm still being outscored. I feel like whoever I'm playing does really well every week. And maybe that's just because I've played good players. But
Hey, guys, they play up to their competition, I guess you'd say.
I guess so. I guess compliment.
I decided to investigate a little bit after your guys' claim about divisions a couple weeks ago.
What was the claim?
In the other division than I do in my division. So I don't see the reason for having divisions.
You do what more in your division?
I play more teams in the NFC more often than I do the AFC.
I'm also in the no division boat, but we can.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I support.
Different.
I don't
What's up, Reid?
care.
I support division.
Why? Not that I disagree or agree. I'm just curious. Have some discourse on it.
That's just how football works, man. You have divisions, and sometimes you get eliminated and you don't win your division when you should, and it sucks. But that's life.
Fair enough.
World's worst argument, but okay.
All right. Evan, did you want to be the leader of this slideshow, or I don't
Collin,
care?
you're a great host because you don't talk over anyone, so you just sit there.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny to watch.
these meetings take forever because I don't move things along. But okay, so yeah, these are the top scorers. Leonard Fournette, I guess just to point out the ones that I don't know, kind of surprises. Leonard Fournette, 29, was third back. Waddle and Donovan Peoples-Jones, 4 and 5 for wide receivers. And then Fant. I feel like with Fant, it's been a long time coming, just this week, because he's got the talent, but never really happens.
OJ Howard.
It's kind of funny too. We also have Kirk Cousins on the waiver wire in this league, and I think he might be a top 10 quarterback. If not, he's 11.
There's no chance he's top 10, right? So he had 3 dud weeks in a row.
I promise. I'm pretty sure he's
Top
definitely
10?
in the top 12.
He keeps moving back. First it's 10, then it's 11, now it's 12. By the time he actually looks it
If I
up,
had
he's
to
on
guess,
like
it's
15.
10.
He's also not on waivers, is he?
Yeah,
I think so.
He's 10.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I was wrong on literally every account. All right.
Gesicki too, 2021. Oh, that's huge for Bradley. If you can get that out.
I was going to say that. He's been a huge surprise, at least to me.
Yeah,
and I mean, he started off the year with zero targets, so people kind of just got disinterested right off the bat. But ever since then, he's kind of bounced back.
Yeah, I was one of those people too. It wasn't even just the 0. It was just he only played 40% of the snaps too, so that kind of pissed me off. So, but that was in redraft. But
only thing to point out from me for tight end, not related to my team, but it's just interesting that Waller doesn't sniff top 5. I feel like he's been having kind of a weird year.
What is he? Do you know?
No idea.
he had 11 points or whatever this week, but
not bad, but just kind of disappointing. He's tight end 4 year long.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Which I think if you drafted him, you're disappointed in tight end 4, which is kind of crazy as well. But.
Well, he had the 27-point week, and then after that, it's been 12, 11, 15, 8, 11. So.
Yeah. Personally, being the one that owns him, I think it'll pick up. Obviously, you're not expecting or hoping for 11, 12-point weeks from him. But that is the nice thing, though, that's probably his floor. Not that it's good, but at least you're not going to get any 3, 4, 5-point weeks out of him. But
29.
obviously, yeah. What's up?
I didn't realize he was 29.
Oh yeah, he must have just turned 29. I thought he was 28, but yeah.
He did just turn 29 2 weeks ago.
all right, first matchup, Austin versus Ehi. This was kind of the big matchup of the week, outside Riley and Tom. Just notable performances, Leonard Fournette, like was mentioned before, and then Mike Evans was a big dud.
There wasn't too many either high or low scores in this game. It was pretty even throughout.
Yeah, it was it was pretty expected. Everyone just put what you kind of expect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me look at this.
Hopkins bounced.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I had a lot of injuries. One person I really did not want to play against the Rams was Devontae Booker, but I had no choice really. I mean, he put up almost 10 points, which isn't good, but it's not a fat egg. And then, yeah, I was hoping Julio could have a Superman performance, take give me a chance, but obviously that didn't happen. And then Mike Evans laid an egg, so.
I know you didn't call it out on this slide, but I cannot fathom what happened to Sterling Shepard this year. Why is he like shot out of a cannon? Every other year of his career, he's like just a bye-week fill-in, and this year, every time he plays, he's had 9, 10, and 14 targets in the 3 games he's played and finished.
See, the secret is that Shepard has always been at least relevant. I'm not saying he's good when he plays normally, but he does this thing every year where, like, right when you're like just getting your confidence in Sterling Shepard, you play him and he gets concussion, then he's out for 3 weeks, and then you forget about him. That's the pattern.
I got you.
How long is Tony going to be out for?
He said just at least 1 game, but I also heard that he could be longer. But I don't know if you heard something different, Riley.
No, that's what I heard too. I follow some Giants beat reporters, and that's what I heard as well. That it's more serious than they thought, obviously, because they trotted him out for the game, and then he got hurt pretty early on. He was looking pretty good too in that game, and then he got hurt or re-aggravated it. But a couple.
Yeah,
weeks
no,
probably.
if you know Austin, I withdrew our trade with Tom because even though I want to make it, but at this point with the injuries, I need Sterling Shepard for the time being. So, and he's been solid.
I just don't even understand. Like, Sterling Shepard for Ronald Jones is fair. He wants more.
I know, no, and we're not even just giving, we're giving him stuff on top of that too, and he's just like, yeah, no, give me like Chris's 2022 second, and like,
Wait, you think Sterling Shepard for Ronald Jones is fair? In what direction? Like,
I think it's fair.
I don't think that's even. I think you're losing getting Rojo.
And Tom wants
Exactly, and he wants more than just.
Oh, he wants more than that. Okay. Oh shit. All right. I thought you guys were talking the other way. I'm so confused.
We even threw in a couple thirds too, and
that's crazy, bro.
But anyways, yeah, we could. Anything else on this matchup? Anything else, Austin? Nothing.
I mean, I continue to choose the wrong quarterback every week. I really wanted to play Dak this week, and I talked to a couple of people, and they talked me into playing Brady, and I hate myself every week. But unless somebody wants to come get Brady or Dak for me,
I'm telling you guys, you and Bradley should just trade 1 for 1. Like what? Because you guys both just perpetually play the wrong quarterback. So like, just maybe some switching will change your luck or something.
I'm giving Brady for Stafford. I'm just kidding.
I'll pass on that.
Ooh, they're both pass on that. Like it. But yeah, I think we're good on this. Yeah, probably.
I guess before we jump, Eddie, how worried are you about your team with all your running backs kind of popping up on the injury report the last couple of weeks? Are you going to be able to get through? Or
Chubb,
I really haven't looked at your schedule to see who you play.
Chubb, I'm not as worried about just because Chubb is Chubb and like it's a calf injury, and not that I know much about like certain injuries or calves and stuff like that, but like I do know ankle injuries tend to be more nagging, especially Saquon. He's like a high force player with the cuts and jump cuts and stuff like that. But I know at least I got like Reid this week, so I feel like confident I can still get a win and hopefully be 5-2. So I feel like I'll have a bit of a cushion, and then hopefully Saquon and Chubb can get healthy. But who knows?
Are you making a waiver move, Eddie?
No, who's to add? There's no good really. Oh, actually, I am. Actually, yeah, I am making a waiver move.
Because I've got a pretty good feeling I know what the fab budget for the backup in Cleveland is.
Hey, can we talk about these?
Yeah.
You're just lucky my best player's on bye next week, Eddie.
Oh yeah, Bills D. It's clutch, crucial. I thought you might take me before I realized that.
With like the game notes here, AJ Green, viable option. I feel like I've asked this before, but he's been pretty consistent. I know he had a dud, I think, last week, but like 4 out of 5 weeks, I think he's put up, 10 plus at least. I mean, it is interesting.
No, he looks like he may be like a viable plug option, but like before this week, I don't even I think it was like fair that like he wasn't up for consideration considering just the other players I had ahead of him. I mean, this week I considered him as either him or Jared Cook. I went with Cook. I don't really know why. I think the dud week from Green last week scared me. I mean, Cook put up like 12 points, which I'll take, and then Green probably put up like what 15, 16 or something like that. So
Yeah,
should have played him, but it doesn't really matter. Go
Green
ahead, Red.
feels more viable in a 12-team league to me than 10-team. I feel like there theoretically should be a better play each week than AJ Green, but he's the number 2 probably in Arizona, especially with Max Williams' injury.
And Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Zach Ertz coming doesn't
Yeah.
help, but
I don't know what it was last week, but he plays a good number of snaps too, so that's encouraging.
91%, his highest of the year.
All right, well, we can move on to the next one. So, this sucked. Me and Ciggy, I like 160. That's gotta be like Ciggy's second best week or whatever. Yeah, I mean, he relies on those Colts and Ravens. Me and Evan were talking about. He had Wentz, Taylor, which Wentz I think put up 22. But Taylor, he has Marquise Brown, Andrews, and then the Colts.
Dude, it's so annoying.
I know watching those games because it's like every play is, at least for the Ravens, it's like Andrews or Marquise. It feels like. But yeah,
the fact that he flexed Dalton Schultz and beat you is really disappointing.
That's a good move, I thought. I actually told him to do that.
I mean,
It's just like,
or whatever. A good play.
well, looking at his team, I think it's a good play, but the fact that is his good play is sad.
told him to play him over
Number
Pittman.
4 tight end right now.
Yeah.
No, but
I know what you're saying. I agree. I mean,
running double tight end, you should get smacked.
It's tight end premium.
I know.
Yeah, you should know about that, Riley.
I know. I've discussed
I
several
wish
times.
you could start 2 tight ends on your team.
You're goddamn right.
No, it was a bad week. Terry, 5.3. Eckler had like 9. Jefferson had 10. So it was just a poor week.
Collin, Ben, Aaron Rodgers again.
But I'll get that because I added in the game notes Burrow number 12 QB. I think Rodgers. I think he's 13 or whatever.
Cool.
But Burrow's been good. I mean, and his volume's been low, so it'll keep it'll keep rising. I just wanted to mention that bet that I had that everyone scoffed at, that I said he'd be a top 10. I think that's definitely in the cards with him.
This is as high as Burrow gets, though. Let's be real.
No chance. No. We're playing. The schedule is like stacked. He's going to have to throw 40 times a game.
He's currently on pace for 40 touchdowns. I heard. I was listening to a podcast today, and they said that, which surprised me.
Yeah, he's efficient. I wish. Too bad Ciggy's not on here because Bateman. I think this is at least me and Evan talked about Ciggy because he was trying to trade us. I don't know if he was trying to trade Marquise to anyone else, but it's like I don't want to wait until Bateman's there and see what happens.
I know it's not my matchup, but dude had 6 targets on like 50% snaps or something like that. So that was pretty crazy for his first NFL game coming back from injury.
If Ciggy's selling low on Marquise Brown, I think anybody who gets an offer low for Marquise Brown should take it.
Well, I mean, if it's as low as what Collin got this morning, shit, sign me up.
What did you get this morning, Collin?
Yes, sir.
He got Trey Sermon for a glass of milk and a box of cookies.
Okay.
No, I tried to buy low on Marquise, and he wasn't buying. So.
He used my offer against. I sent Ciggy a joke offer, and then Collin outbid me.
You sent him a joke offer, and he took it serious.
He did. Collin said he thinks that Ciggy was considering it, and then Collin won up to me because he told Collin what I offered.
What was your offer, Austin?
The third rounder.
The third, like your third, Evan, that I have in 2023. Just kind of messing around because I think you said in the chat like he's definitely worth more than a third. So I just sent him because that's the kind of crap that he does to me. So I sent him a third as a joke, and then he ended up thinking.
That's crazy.
And then I was like, wait, don't accept that. I'll do a third and like some young player. He's like, all right. Oh, sweet.
I'm calling Tremble the next Antonio Gates is very funny.
Okay, that was obviously that was a joke, but I do think I do think he could be someone in a couple of years.
You should have traded for the Bills defense, man. You missed out. Now you're stuck with Trey Sermon instead.
I can't get myself to trade for like a draft pick for.
Yeah, and I have Cowboys defense too. They're doing pretty well. I don't know if you know, but Stephon Diggs, geez. Whatever his fucking name is, has 7 interceptions.
Diggs.
I want to put a motion out for the discussions at the end of the season that we should get rid of defense and kicker and add another flex spot.
Riley?
Attaboy.
No.
I think, yeah, a discussion that season. Anything anyone wants to talk about this match? Anything else?
I mean, Ciggy should be like 4-2 if he would have started half the right people 2 weeks ago, and he's primed to beat Bradley this week. So might end up finishing better than or pretty good this year. We'll see.
Yeah,
Don't count me out yet.
And he's in a good spot.
Bradley's got a couple trades in the works, I bet, for a running back this week.
I would like to, but it seems like nobody's selling.
Elijah Mitchell, Tyson Williams.
Pollard, floor of 8. Guaranteed 8 points.
I should ask before we move on. What do you think about Sutton moving forward with Judy coming back potentially this week? Do you think he's still he's been producing very good since Judy's been out.
That's a tough one. My answer would just be his upside is probably not as high, obviously, but I still like him as probably more like if I was hoping to make the playoffs. If he was my starting wide receiver too, I'd be a little concerned. But
you'd be okay to flex him then?
What was that? Sorry.
So would you be okay to start him in your flex?
I would, yeah. Even with.
I would also.
All right, so Bradley versus Evan.
It's absolute shellacking.
Humble Evan back to 3-3.
Hey, I put up 130. That's you can win your weeks.
Yeah, Gibson was only 4. I think he's like running back 16. That's a bit of surprise. I definitely expect from him. Henry's a beast. Cup beast. Claypool only 3. I didn't see Bradley, how many targets did he have?
7. Sorry, not to interrupt, but I was looking at it.
Oh, well,
yeah, I didn't know.
You'd expect more.
He disappeared the first quarter, so when Reid said that he was injured, I honestly believe that because I didn't see him on the field or anything, so I don't know.
He did
what
get
happened.
Second, but he came back.
84% snap share, up from 55 last week. Well, I guess that game was pretty close.
Yeah, really, all the targets that would have been going to Juju kind of shifted to Pat in Collin's favor.
I legitimately think that Deontay Johnson is Deontay and Najee are your 2 plays out of Pittsburgh's offense, and I think that's it. Like you can play Freiermuth, but it's doesn't feel good. I don't think.
Right.
No, yeah, not yet.
I love Chase Claypool, but he's been a little underwhelming this year.
He's like Juju of last year, coming off a really good year and then just not really doing much.
Yeah, that's fair.
He just doesn't get enough receptions. If you kind of look at his totals, he has plenty of targets. It's just he doesn't convert.
He gets a lot of deep balls, and most of the time he doesn't even convert on them. So that's where all of his targets are, really.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's not like that prototypical like big possession receiver. Even though he's big, he's that deep ball target. So if he's not getting those, he's
exactly yeah.
He'll be a lot better with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh
next year. Evan, you got a Juju for what 22 second, right? From Ciggy?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think that was a very fair deal all around. Like I kind of like if I had assets, I would have tried to buy low on Juju too, but obviously I don't. But then again, like 2022 second, I think that's a solid return for Ciggy at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like why not? I still think if he goes somewhere else, or if the Steelers get a competent quarterback, he might be. Not that he'll ever be like a top receiver again, like he was a few years ago. But if he can be like a flex play or just a solid, consistent receiver off the bench, if I need him, I'll take that for a second round, for a late second.
Yeah, Bradley. I probably asked you before, but do you are you like Big Ben, or you want him to draft a quarterback or sign one or trade for one or what?
I mean, yeah, I think Ben's done after this year. I'd rather us sign one, a veteran one, because I just don't think we're going to be. Well, first of all, I don't think any of the quarterbacks this year are really good. I think Evan said that or something. But yeah, I'd just rather us sign one right now. And once we get a better draft pick, just draft one then. I like Riley's idea, Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh. So.
You know what's funny? You guys have to sign a veteran quarterback, because otherwise you are just you're the New York Giants the year they signed Saquon. But instead of Eli Manning, it's Big Ben, and then you have like a stud young running back who does nothing. Who's really good but doesn't do anything.
Overall, though, in 23rd.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was thinking during the game on Sunday night. Like, I think Najee is legit. Like, obviously, like imagine what he could do, like if he had a legit line and like a legit quarterback and everything. Like, he's just like a freak. Not saying he's Saquon, but he's like a freak athlete. He can catch the ball. He gets like 10 targets a game, and he can run it too. So
yeah, top 5 fantasy running back in the future.
I think he has that potential. I don't know if he will, but yeah, I think he has that potential.
Top 5 right now.
I wanted to point out Tony Pollard. Austin laughed at me last week when I said that Tony Pollard wasn't a viable option to play. He is by the definition, he's a running back 2 this year. He is running back number 19 on the year. So, man,
that's kind of crazy. It's really crazy.
I'm not dissing your take on Pollard, but that's a little front loaded, is it not? Running back 2. He had like one really good week, and then other than that, he's been like below what you would start as like a flex running back.
By definition.
4 games, 8 points or under. I would if I got 8 points from anybody, I'm pretty salty.
By definition, he's a running back 2.
No further questions.
Yeah, he did week 2. He had
not an arguable point.
I do not recall.
Evan, from your team though, I think it was nice to see. You hadn't really saw AJ Brown do much at all this year, so it was kind of nice. That was definitely his best game of the year to see him back. And I don't know if he was 100% healthy, but that was definitely the best he's looked all year.
Which is real tough.
Yep, agreed. Ruggs is the John Grudenless offense looking pretty good. 97 yards and a touchdown. Take that any day of the week, twice on Sundays.
Actually, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, think about Ruggs though. Is like, yeah, he has like these good games every once in a while, but they're all like 3 reception games, and he catches like a 50-yard, 60-yard touchdown. And like me personally, I just hate relying on those type of players, but obviously it works out sometimes. But.
Yeah, you're starting Van Jefferson and then praying for the touchdown. You know what
I mean? Yeah, I mean, like if he stays in his role now, I'm not gonna. He's never somebody that I would rely on, but I think he could get. I think he's a good enough receiver. I mean, they took him like 13 overall,
11th or 7th or something.
Something crazy.
Yeah, top 15 for sure.
I feel like he's better.
I think it was top 10.
Threat. So
he's a good start to make it look like you're trying to compete week to week in fantasy.
Yeah, sure. He's 22. His first round pick. It's not like doesn't have a future.
I will say, I think Quez Watkins is actually a very good receiver from what I've seen from him. Like, he's definitely the second best receiver on the Eagles, like, by far. Like, there's a gap between him and Rager. I know he's not producing that well for fantasy. He's doing not great, but just like watching him on the field, he just looks like a dude that can grow into something eventually.
Yeah, and he's getting more snaps too, so I'm excited to see what he can do in the future.
Now, Evan, I have not paid attention to any Eagles games of my own volition. Do you think he has the potential to be good, or do you think he's kind of Travis Fulgham-y, where he'll like produce and then all of a sudden he'll just disappear?
Good question.
No, I think he's better than Travis Fulgham, from what he's shown. I mean, Fulgham was obviously amazing. He went off against the Steelers. That was a great game. Claypool versus Fulgham last year. I think he's probably more talented than Fulgham is. But I mean, I'm not counting. Like if he hits, he hits it. But if he's nothing, then I just drop him. I don't care. I picked him up for free. So
yeah, he's made some pretty like highlight reel catches so far this year.
Yeah. If the offense improves and he starts getting 6, 7, 8 targets a game, which I think he could demand, we'll see.
Ertz leaving helps.
Yep, Ertz leaving, and like I said, his snaps keep going up, so he's in above 77 last 2 weeks.
Last thing on your team, Evan, for Patterson from Washington, are you going to consider starting him this week if Gibson's out? Well,
is he the backup? Like legit? I mean, I know. Yeah, I know McKissick's gonna get third down regardless.
I think he would probably entertain some carries just because I don't think McKissick's like a 3-down back. It's not like I have much else though. I mean, I have Tony Pollard on bye, and I'm starting DJ Dallas this week, so it doesn't feel great.
Well, I was on that roll. I was on that carousel last year of the Seahawks backfield. It's not fun.
My chest.
So yeah, I could very well be rolling out Patterson and DJ Dallas or Salvon Ahmed.
Oh no, it's even worse.
He had 8 last week. Who else do I have? Tony Jones. He's always hurt. Yeah, no one else that even plays. Oh, Jamar Jefferson. No, he doesn't play either. No, yeah, no one else. No one else.
So Tom's gonna win next week. Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's it. This week's over. The next 3 weeks are over. I have no depth, so I gotta get through these buys. I don't have another quarterback on my roster either. I gotta pick somebody out.
Speaking of like the Seahawks running backs, I think Alex Collins might be better than Chris Carson, and
I've taken a half.
Every time I see him run, like even with the Ravens, he was just like really good and productive. I don't know. Like I think
Chris Carson this year has looked terrible. So I don't think that's necessarily a hot take. Not that I'm like saying you're wrong. I think you're right. I think that's
I think Chris Carson has been before he was taken out for injury. I think he's been hurt like most of the year because he just doesn't look like he did when he was healthy last year. Because when Chris Carson's healthy, he's very good. So he just hasn't been.
I haven't seen many Seahawks games or his playing time this year, so
they're not worth watching. So
especially now with Russ out. By the way, you guys see Shannon Sharp and DK going at it, and that was funny.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was fine. Anything else with this matchup?
Any concern with Gibson long term, Evan? Like year over year?
I mean, he hasn't been able to stay healthy, so I can't say I'm not a little nervous, but I don't know. I think he's probably fine.
What injury did he have last year that put him out a couple weeks?
He had a turf toe. Which I don't know. This could very well be related. So I just want him to be healthy for next year.
What is this? It's like a stress fracture in his shin or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's something. I think he picked up something else this past week too. I don't know how, but I think like something else was nagging him this week too. Like
someone who's had stress fractures in their shins, it's not fun, and it's going to keep lingering. So good luck to him the rest of the year.
Yeah, I just want him to get healthy for next year. He can sit out the rest of the year.
Yeah, they should just honestly bench him. This year's a wash for them anyway.
Yeah, they're not going to win anything.
Cowboys have the easiest road to an NFC championship of all time, or NFC like divisional championship. The division sucks again. Shocker.
All right. Next matchup, I'd say that's probably the second like biggest one of the week of just like two underperforming teams thus far. So Riley versus Tom. We couldn't find a bunch of like notable performances. Like Darrell Williams. I mean, he may be like better than Edwards-Helaire just because he gets goal line touches.
I was telling y'all that beginning of the year.
Yeah, I've been trying, like, just been scraping to put together running backs to play with Carson going to IR, with Carson questionable to not playing, to then him being out but not on IR, to now being on IR, and David Montgomery being on IR. It's been not super fun. Yeah, Darrell Williams, I was like stressing in the morning, okay, who do I start here between, because I was going to start, I don't even know this guy's name, Khalil Herbert. I was going to start him over Darrell Williams, and it turned out to not matter in any capacity, really. So, yeah, I thought both Darrell Williams and Khalil Herbert looked pretty good. I don't know that Herbert's going to have a role when Ian comes back. He probably will, but he's also running into the Tampa defensive line. So, yeah, I was pretty happy to see, but in the same breath, I'm also kind of like not really thrilled that he looked good, because I don't want there to be a running back controversy between Montgomery and Herbert. That would not be good for me.
I don't think you have to worry about that, Riley. I mean, as good as Montgomery looked early in the year, I think he'll be getting 75% of the touches as soon as he's back. He's looked really good when he was healthy.
Yep. Stephon Diggs finally had a good game, in my opinion. It's like a game where I am like happy with the performance I got out of him. So that was good. I can't put together all four of my receivers having a good week. It just hasn't happened. So really, one of these weeks I'd like that to happen. But
No, yeah, you have really good receivers, but that's just like a lot to ask in general. Just like fantasy, like to have four like really high performing receivers in 1 week, that's just like that'd be sweet. But
see, but like I would agree with you, but I also like purposely chose guys that I was working under the assumption that they were going to be like they're good, consistent wide receivers.
it's consistently, yeah.
Like Amari Cooper, Diggs, Allen Robinson, like those are three receivers that should have pretty solid floors, and they've kind of not had them. Especially Allen Robinson. But yeah, I'm hoping, like, you know, if you guys are in any other leagues and you want to play Zach Ertz for some reason, play him this week, because if you don't, he'll be hurt and out for the season, because that's my tight end luck this year. So
I was going to talk about like Ricky Seals-Jones. I thought he would have been a perfect guy for you to pick up, Riley. And I mean, I watched a little bit of him when he was on the Browns, and then with Washington I've seen him. So he's actually a pretty solid tight end. Like, he's very athletic. He would have been a really good pickup for you, though.
Was he available the same week? He may have been. I may have just missed him. But yeah, he would have been good.
Yeah, I'm curious when Tom picked him up. Oh, he just did, like right before this week.
I picked Ertz up before this week, so it was just a 50-50 probably on which one I wanted to go for.
Yeah, picked him up last Wednesday.
That's a workout for you.
I think I'm hoping Ertz has at least like stable tight end performance in Arizona. They were using tight end more with Max Williams, so maybe Ertz just slots into that role. But Ertz is way less athletic, I think, than Max Williams at this point in their careers. So.
I think Ertz is solid.
Oh, what was that?
I was saying I think Ertz will be solid. So
here's hoping, brother.
Yeah, I agree. In that like higher volume offense, he should get at least 5 or 6 targets, and you hope red zone targets. James Robinson, running back 9, and like that was after some like the first couple of weeks were not that great for him. That's really big for Tom.
Well,
Yeah.
Urban Meyer remembered that James Robinson is, like, in real NFL terms, a top 10 running back right now. Not even like fantasy wise. He's just really good. So I was kind of like early in the season. I was like, oh, maybe I'll be able to take James Robinson from Tom without him, being any wiser to it. But I don't think that's gonna happen anymore.
Well, you can't even get Ronald Jones from him. So.
Dude, what's funny is that he's not wrong to clutch onto all the running backs he possibly can. I don't think that's a bad strategy.
Yeah,
Ronald Rojo.
Anything else with this matchup?
Jalen Waddle had a good game.
Oh, yeah.
Kenyon Drake had 20 points. Jeez.
Yeah, that
Yeah, he just had like 2 touchdowns. I don't even know how many touchdowns.
4 carries.
He had 6 touches.
4 carries, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
That's funny. AJ Dillon had 11 carries.
Yeah, his usage is like kind of consistent, and I'm hoping maybe it picks up as the season gets going, so that way Aaron Jones, they kind of manage his usage, but that's wishful thinking.
Yeah.
I was just in redraft, and I was just looking at Austin's team. His RB1's Aaron Jones, and his RB2 is AJ Dillon right now.
This week.
Somebody tell me why Robbie Anderson is like even relevant. The dude sucks.
Yeah, he's on my drop list.
I mean, dude's trash. 58 or wide receiver 60 right now. He had 11 targets last week. He had 3 catches for 11 yards.
He might have had more drops.
Bro, if it's not 60 yards down the field and with 5 yards of separation, he's useless.
It doesn't make any sense because last year his usage was insane and he was great, and now he just is back to being shit again. So
I think it's the Sam Darnold connection.
No, Sam Darnold. Yeah, the Sam Darnold fit.
He's a slightly worse Michael Gallup.
Slightly.
I would, yeah.
Slightly.
Gallup does more, I feel like.
I actually was listening to a pod today, a Dynasty podcast, talking that what's his name? He sucked this year for Carolina. They're 3. Terrace Marshall. Terrace Marshall might be a good buy low right now, with Anderson still getting a decent amount of targets, but he's not producing. It's likely that they could just cut him after this year, even though he signed that extension, because it's not huge guaranteed money. That Marshall could be someone that steps into a bigger role, because Anderson's just not. He's not adding up to what his contract is saying he should be.
No buy lows over here.
Unless you're Austin.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wanted to hang on to Terrace Marshall. I had him. I sold him for like 2 seconds. I couldn't pass that. I feel like I couldn't pass that up, but I really liked him.
All right, last matchup. This is a real barn burner. Chris and Reid.
Chris.
There are a lot of like notable performances. I like Thielen. Chris just needs to trade him. I mean, it's driving me crazy.
Chris does like 3 or 4 different things a week that like just drives everybody in the league crazy. Whether it's like refusal to trade or lineup decisions or just.
For sure, and like he's useful for anyone that you can put him in the flex and be pretty happy.
Yeah, shit. I'd take Thielen off his hands.
I can't be happy that he's in his lineup.
The the Tanyan experiment for Chris's ultimate Arsenal. Dude hasn't gotten more than
that shit got
3
yeah.
points.
That
Besides-
shit never got funded. That was like that. Yeah, that never got off the ground.
Yeah, but he's got Goddard, which I think he'll be really good without Ertz.
Yeah, Goddard's not stuck with Ertz. Really, kind of excited to see what he can do now.
Hey Reid, give us the rundown on this matchup. Well, I always ask you that, but then like, you're not really trying to win, so it's not.
Yeah, no, I mean it went as planned, baby. Ramondre Stevenson looked good. He's ready to unseat Damian Harris next year. Looking forward to it. My boy Noah Fant balled out. He's going to be great with Aaron Rodgers next year. My wide receivers still choose to suck. It's okay. They're committed to the tank. They'll be fine next year. We got Cam Akers here, cheering on the team for the bench from this point forward. All in all, productive week, and we're looking forward to next year.
What do you guys have to say about Mike Williams, real quick? Anybody? Any thoughts on that?
I don't. Oh shoot! You guys go. Whoever was talking.
I was just gonna say, well, he doesn't score between 4 and 19 points, which is really funny. He hasn't had a week between 4 and 19 yet, and all the rest are above. So it's Mike Williams.
If you look at his matchup so far, it's pretty easy schedule, especially those first 3 weeks when he really popped. Those are probably 3 of the worst defenses in the league. I'm anxious to see how he does in the back half of the schedule when it's a little bit tougher.
What are you trading for Mike Williams?
I'm not trading for him. I don't like him.
That's an open question.
Hey, there's Chris.
Howdy, fellas.
Chris, what are you accepting?
Just in time.
Yeah, a little birdie told me.
Oh, okay. So first things first, like, when are you going to trade Thielen? You need to trade him. You need to trade Thielen. That's what we're all saying.
It looks like he cut out.
He did disconnect.
Oh shoot!
He's back.
Chris,
Collin was asking when you're going to trade Thielen. He's not.
This is not like exactly what's happening in for Chris's scoring week by week. We're just waiting on it to happen, and it's just like slowly winding up.
That'll never happen.
You're never.
I'm only 2 games out. Why do you guys think I'm going to trade away my team right now?
It is mad disrespectful, Collin. He's not wrong.
Yep.
You
guys are just how you feel. I'm set for the future and set for this season. I'm about to make this playoff run.
Oh yeah, he feels a playoff push coming on. Well, will you at least stop playing Robert Tonyan though?
And I will admit there, I just feel like he's gonna have a breakout game as soon as I put him on the bench.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
What tight end 37 right now.
Just watch. But
no.
Yeah, this week's looking rough though. I mean, Austin's about to murder me because half my team's got a bye. Not that it would make much of a difference, but
yeah. As much as I enjoy seeing Austin lose, I do want him to win since you are in my division.
That's all right. Hey, how do you feel? Are you watching the Dodgers?
No, I don't have it on right now. What's the score actually?
Bellinger just tied it up with a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th.
Wow. Oof. Damn.
I'll put those Dodgers away.
Yeah, they're down 2-0, right?
Yeah, it was looking bad. Yeah, 2-0.
Yeah.
Anything else with this matchup?
Chris, you worried about Herbert or Williams at all with this dud week?
I mean, it was bound to happen. But,
fair enough.
Yeah, just like in general, I'm surprised the Chargers played so poorly against the Ravens. But it is what it is. Not too worried.
I would say it's nice to see CD do so well. At least you have you could having him is big because I'd say between him and him, Chase, those are 80% me and Austin a thing. But
yeah, I love him so much.
He's a fun guy.
And tell by your team name.
How does that make you feel, Austin?
He'll be mine one day. He's got a long career ahead of him.
I don't doubt for a second that Austin will get him at some point.
Possible. I might just do it just so I stop waking up to like text messages.
See, Evan, you found the key to getting the discount code. You just have to make everybody hate you so much.
Just gotta wear him down. That's funny.
I think Austin's 20% off coupon.
I'm just gonna put it out there that to Austin, I will not be accepting any trades that have Tyler Lockett in them. 2 weeks ago, you said you were going to stop offering me them, and then literally the next day, you offered me Tyler Lockett again, or you like mentioned it to me. Not interested. Just for the record, not interested in Tyler Lockett.
I remember that.
You just have to tell him how much you hate Tyler Lockett. That worked for me. Now I stopped getting offers. So good.
I've told him so many times.
All right, I'll go to the next slide. Oh, power rankings. Oh, Evan, one thing is, I think we should have the previous week in here included. Like, in here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I went down?
Yeah, you did.
What the hell?
Lackluster performance despite the win.
I don't like what your team's doing right now. You got a lot of underperformance.
How does this
go
by?
Wait, how did Tom go up to 5?
Yeah, what's this
Riley
go
and
by?
Ciggy?
Look,
It's by Evan.
I'm a little curious about that Tom.
Does it go by total points or what is it?
It just everything, just like
It's
real
just
power
power.
rankings. Records, scoring, roster, health.
Just Evan's gut feel.
These are Evan's. It's like Mel Kiper's power rankings, but Evan's.
How did Tom lose and go up in the rankings above the team?
And I won and went down. It doesn't make
No,
any
it's
sense.
not about the last week. It's about looking forward. I think
It should be season to date. It should be season to date.
Oh, Evan, you're doing a great
That's how
job.
power rankings work. This is weeks. Oh, it should say week 7 power rankings for next week.
I agree that it's not like year to date, but it is a little egregious to.
That's why I make it. It's controversial.
Yeah, it should be based on what you've done.
What makes you think
You're
Tom
at 3.
should be
You're
above
sitting
that?
at 14. You're fine.
I'm not mad at my ranking. I'm
Third
just
worst
saying,
record in the league right now. What makes you think he's a top 5 team?
I just think
that
it actually
he
is
has
crazy
had-
that you have him higher than Ciggy. Have him higher than me. I don't really care. My team is kind of being dog shit right now.
Both of your teams are better than Ciggy.
It's just feeling. We'll see next week.
If you want to be better in the power rankings, perform.
Yeah. Or just be
Apparently that doesn't help.
So
Tom has 100 more points than you.
Yeah, he's got one less win though. Am I right? Let's go.
Come on.
Well, yeah, but Riley just beat him. To be fair,
it's not like it's offense versus defense. They play against each other.
I'm just messing. It's not the most egregious thing. It is a little egregious.
Go to the schedule.
We're supposed to converse over this. Let's finish our debate.
Yeah, we got to debate that. Riley kowtowing to Evan like usual, right, Austin?
Right.
Hey, Riley, you keep that up. I might put me ahead of you.
Go for it.
I think Chris is feeling the disrespect. Chris has the longest winning streak in the league, and he's at 9.
It's a little ridiculous.
I would swap Evan and Chris, and then top 3 look good. Top 4 look good, I should say. Probably have. Even though I think Ciggy's is probably like the 7th best team, I probably have Ciggy 5, just based on recent history. And then
I feel like Collin is kind of in a weird spot right now because his team might be the best in the league, but he's sitting at 3-3. So the next couple of weeks are going to be big, especially because he's got Riley next week. And Riley, you got quite a few pieces out.
Austin, I love you, but that is the most obvious case of sandbagging I've ever heard in my life. Collin's team is good, but to say he's got the best team in the league is asinine. No offense, Collin.
Don't think he does.
No.
I didn't say he has. I said it's arguably one of the best.
No, you said it's the best. Arguably the best.
You said it's the best.
I mean, he does have the best tight end. He's got 3 really good receivers. He's got a very solid team.
He's up there.
I'd say, like going into before the week against Ciggy, I was like, these next 4 weeks, I just want to be 6-3 after. So I'll be disappointed if I don't win 3 straight, basically. We'll see. The bye week's really interesting now. All right, next week. I just realized that Evan, you spelled crew wrong, DK crew. But
Oh,
I'm not judging Evan based on spelling. I saw about 7 things earlier.
Evan's half asleep.
I was typing it real quick. Collin and I did this real quick right before this.
yeah, and we had distractions. There's a lot going on.
You spelled Michael wrong too, but it's okay.
I was typing on my iPad.
Chill.
What's the bye week looking for Evan and Tom?
What did you say?
What's that?
What's the bye week situation looking like for Evan and Tom?
Oh,
Tom has no James Robinson and no defense.
I have no Josh Allen or Pollard or Knox or defense.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's something we could add. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. You guys want to run through the games and make predictions?
Down for that.
Sure.
Chris is always up for that kind of stuff.
Chris is like, how much money we put on it?
I'm gonna set up a part
right.
for our Dynasty league here.
Chris, you can be the sports book. You can make all the lines.
Yeah.
Take the bets.
That actually be kind of cool.
You get a little cut. Money.
Yeah.
Collin versus Riley next week. Who do you guys got? Riley's missing Diggs, Cooper, and Deontay Johnson on a bye, and then Collin's pretty much fully there.
Yeah, I've got
except Eckler.
And Jefferson.
Oh, Jefferson. My bad.
I've got Collin in this matchup.
Just looking at the rosters, I'll have to go Collin too.
My only thing is I have to start Patterson and Ridley, and I really hate doing that.
They have a good matchup though. They play Miami, don't they?
Yeah.
They play Miami.
Could really use Jerry Jeudy to take 1 more week to recover, so I could throw out a Tim Patrick in the flex.
Mm-hmm. That is tough. Although he's been doing solid.
He puts up 12 points a week.
He is solid.
I'm here.
Oh wait, no. Riley has Allen Robinson on the bench. I didn't see that. He's gonna slide him in. I'm going Riley in the upset, even though I'd rather have Collin win. I'm going Riley in the upset.
This is like, if there is a week for Allen Robinson to show a pulse, it's against Tampa. So this is like do or die.
If I had my Elite Corso mascot head right now, I'd put it on. But what about Evan and Tom?
Yeah.
I'd put probably $1,000 on Tom this week.
I mean, if Tom were to lose this week, that'd be. I mean, we're getting in dangerous territory if he loses this week.
Yeah, very much so. Tom has a lot of
the 5th
plays
best
on his
team,
bench and stuff. Yeah, he's just not. He's just not active.
Yeah, if Tom had a care in the world, his team would not be 2-4 right now.
Oh no, not a chance.
He's too busy trying to get that value for Rojo.
Bradley.
I honestly think that Bradley Ciggy is probably the matchup of the. Oh no, I guess Collin and Riley. That's also a good one.
Yeah, I would go with that one. But Bradley and Ciggy, was Bradley having bye weeks? Yeah,
Yeah,
he's on a bye.
I'm
Yeah,
expecting
Allen.
to win. I have Allen, Cook, Sanders, Claypool, so I got a lot of buys.
This one I could see going the other way. I expect Stafford to perform well against the Lions.
No, I'm calling the upset of the week right here. I'm calling a Ciggy win.
I think it's the favorite at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that.
With the,
You
like,
might be the favorite.
Siggy doesn't have any buys.
Down.
He doesn't have any buys.
Ciggy has Najee, but that's it.
Oh yeah, man. Bradley's receivers took a mad hit this week.
Yeah. Got Bradley winning in a cakewalk.
By Chris. He said cakewalk. Darnold at Giants. Taylor at. I got Ciggy, but I hope Bradley.
I don't see how Bradley's projected to win. Sleeper's projections are whack.
I noticed that. I couldn't believe that when I fixed my lineup.
And Ciggy, if Gibson doesn't play, McKissick's a really good play.
Who does Washington play?
Atlanta. No, Green Bay. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, he would be a good play.
Yeah, how is Jonathan Taylor only projected 17 points? That's interesting. No, San Fran.
I know you already mentioned it, Collin, but I hate how over half his lineups from two teams, and one of them is the Colts, his favorites.
He's got two Panthers too. He's got Darnold and DJ Moore. Combinations and Tommy Tremble. Oh God!
Oh my goodness!
He just has
just realized the Panthers on that 3-game losing streak. Shaking my head.
That's true.
And
they got my hopes up for nothing.
How long has McCaffrey been out?
All right, 3 weeks.
I think it's about 3 weeks.
Here we go. World's smallest violin. One injury. God.
I'm just saying that just haven't won since he's been out.
So I went through and slotted in my starters back, or my non-bye week players into my lineup, and I just want to reconfirm that Collin should win this week. This team it's a tough start this week for me.
129. Oh God.
AJ Dillon, baby.
Yeah, bro.
You got to pick up a defense yet. That'll help.
Defense is the big thing. I guess I still only gonna put you mid 130s though.
Oh, AJ Dillon, damn. Why wouldn't you play Herbert?
I'm not starting AJ Dillon. It just is so I could put any points on the screen to make me feel better.
Oh, because Herbert's projected 3.
Just take a look at my team, Riley. I'll feel a little better.
Yeah, Chris and Austin. I think Austin's the pick here.
Austin could sit out a couple players and still probably beat me this week.
I'm projected 93 points, and yes, that's my starting lineup out there. No, well, it's projected 2 points, so I mean,
why is the Lions only 2?
I guess they have probably.
I wish you would play as Zach Wilson against the Pats.
If Lance, actually, I don't know who I'll start. Wilson or Justin Fields, either way, they're going to put up 12 points.
Wilson's going to put up 4.
Dude, Zach Wilson's going to be the best